Hi everybody, it's Dana Mills here with a quick presentation on how to create your perfect holiday card with SendOutCards. Old-fashioned feel-good card sending meets cutting-edge technology. Enjoy the best of both worlds this holiday season. Here's a photo with me of some cards I've recently created, and I'm going to show you how in this little workshop to create cards just like this so you can send out your own holiday cards this Christmas. Here's a few examples. First of all, let me mention that I just used my camera, laid these out on the kitchen table, and took a photo of them. So in a few of them there's a little bit of a glare, but I wanted to show you some examples. This is a card that would come from the card catalog, pre-designed cards right in the SendOutCards system. And you can put whatever you want on the inside of it. You can see a little bit of humor here. This one already had a little message on the inside of the card. And you can add your own message in addition to the pre-written message in the card. Or if you wanted to, you could even delete that pre-written message and just type in whatever you wanted to say. Here's another example of a holiday card from the card catalog. And in this one you can note a personal message has been added in addition to the pre-written message down there on the bottom right side. And here is an example of a Picture Plus card. Now these are really cool because you can personalize them with your own photos. In this example, it came from a friend of mine at Christmas last year, and they chose a template that was kind of a holiday template, and they added their own photo to it. And then on the inside of the card, this is really cool because they've added a lot of different photos of themselves, and they've even typed in their Christmas letter. And I apologize, there's that glare and it's kind of hard to see. And I also have an example for you of a 3-panel card. It's not necessarily, this one isn't a holiday card. Well, it kind of looks like a 4th of July card. But I did this for the feed store in Moline when they celebrated their 25-year anniversary, and they sent this out as an invitation. So you can see that you've got the front of the card as the first panel to work with. They've inserted a picture of the feed store. And then as you open up the card, there's the first flap, and you can add a message in there or photos right there. Then on the right side of the screen you can see, open up the inside, and there's 3 panels that folds open and you can work with. And in this one actually there is an assortment of different photos and messages on the inside of that 3rd panel. So you could get really creative with a card like this if you wanted to. Okay, give you a little bit of an overview of the pricing to do cards like I just showed you. Here's the different customer options. A person can join on a subscription of $31 a month, which gives them 100 points each month to make cards. Okay, so what does that mean? What's the point system? Well, if you look over to the right side, one postcard is 31 cents to make. A 2-panel card, like we looked at those standard 2-panel Christmas cards in there that already had the design laid out. Well, that would be 2 points for a card like that, which is 62 cents in this case. Or if you wanted to do a 3-panel card, 3 points, 93 cents. Now, if you wanted to add photos and you saw some of those custom cards with lots of photos added, it's just 1 additional point per card, no matter how many photos you put on the outside or the inside of a card. So in the example we looked at, if a person was on a preferred customer subscription and they wanted to do that 2-panel Christmas card with customized photos on the inside and out, then that would be 2 points for a 2-panel card and then 1 point for photos, or 93 cents to do that really cool customized Christmas card. Now, another option, if you don't want to bite off a $31 a month subscription, there's a $9.80 per month subscription. That gives you 20 points to use every month. Makes the points a little bit more expensive, but still a very, very reasonable price for such a cool customized card. And over on the right, it describes it. 1 point postcard actually would be 49 cents now if you're on the $20, 20 points a month, $9.80 subscription. Again, the 2-panel card that we were looking at that has the cool photos on it, that would be $1.47, so still a very, very reasonable price. Now, if you're not comfortable with doing a monthly subscription, you certainly don't have to, although let me mention, those points are good for a full year from the date of purchase before they expire. And this is not a long-term commitment on this subscription. You can cancel anytime you want, so don't be afraid of that. The other option though is a pay-as-you-go option, and you can see down there the price varies per point depending on how many points you buy at that particular moment in time. So it's not a monthly obligation, but you just pay as you go. Hope that all makes sense. Now the next slide just shows you real quick the distributor options. There is an opportunity to earn commissions and bonuses through SendOutCards, and so this just briefly describes that marketing distributor package, and that's what that's what I am, is a distributor with SendOutCards. Okay, now let's get started. Let's make a card. I want you to please log into your card account at SendOutCards.com, or if you don't have an account with us yet, you are more than welcome to create a gift account and send a free card by going to my own SendOutCards website, which is cardcowgirl.com. When you get there, you can click the blue button that says send a free card. Okay, when you go to SendOutCards.com, this is assuming you already have a username and password, you'll go to this screen on the home page and click the log in button over there on the right side. Then this next screen will appear, giving you the place to put in your username and password, and of course click login. This is the first thing you're going to see when you get to the main menu. And to start our card tonight, we want to click on create a card. Now this pulls you into the card catalog, and I've already clicked on holidays. You can see over here on the left side, here's a variety of different categories in the card catalog. I clicked the category of holidays, and it has listed out here several of the different holidays. And I did go ahead and click Christmas, and then under the category of Christmas, I clicked on Just for Kids. So all of these cards you're seeing right now are somehow kid-oriented. Okay, so I'm going to pick out the one I'm going to make as an example tonight. And I'm going to go with this one down here, bottom row. Blue background, it's got Santa Claus, and it says ho ho ho. When I click that card, this little pop-up box comes up, and it gives me a chance to preview what my card looks like. Now, I'm not able to preview the inside because with this particular card, it's just blank on the inside. But I am able to decide if I want a postcard, 2-panel card, 3-panel card, or even a great big card, which is an 8.2 by 11.5. For this example, I'm going to create a 2-panel card. So it's going to show me the inside left and right panel of my card. First of all, we're going to click over on the right side. The words are going to say click here to type your message, and when I click on that, my text box highlights and that pops up. And you can see I've already typed in kind of a little example message, and with this I'm demonstrating to you that I can even change the font style, I can change the font color, and I can change the font size. So there's lots of different things that you can do to get creative with your message on the inside of this card. Now we're looking at the inside left of this card, and I think on this part I want to add a photo. So what I've done is I've clicked on my menu over on the left side that says Pictures, and I've got several pictures displaying, and I've decided I want to have this one included on the inside of my card. So what I've done, I click the picture, I drag and I drop to the left side of the inside panel of that card, and here you can see the picture appears. Now if I wanted to take it out, I could click that button right below it that says remove, and that'd take the picture back out of the card. Okay, in this next slide you can see that I've enlarged that picture a little bit, and I've kind of centered it up in the middle of the card, and I've done all that by moving around these little blue boxes. I can drag that out to make that card bigger. If I wanted to kind of clip this in, I could hover over this blue box and drag this side in or drag this side in and kind of change the shape and size of that little photo box that I've got. And you can see below I also moved my text box down to the bottom so I can put some kind of message in underneath that photo. Okay, now that I've got that picture where I want it, I've decided I want to add a little color. I want to make that picture kind of pop and stand out in the card. So I've gone into the tab titled Elements, and I've scrolled down and clicked on Basic Backgrounds, and I think I want to use this red one as a background behind that picture. So all I do is I click on that red box, I drag and I drop, and this is what it looks like. It just comes up in the center of that panel, or not center, it's wherever I drop it at. And you can tell it's kind of running horizontally, and I actually want to twist it and make it run vertically so it matches the same shape as that left panel of my card. So this little twisty button, I'm just holding my mouse over it and dragging, and that twists it. And then in the next slide, you'll see that it's twisted, it's straight up and down now, matches the shape of my card, and I have dragged the box up into the corner. This message is saying anything outside this region might get cut off after printing. Please keep all text and pertinent images inside the safe zone. Well, I do have pertinent things inside the safe zone, but with this red background, I want to drag it all the way off the page because I want to make sure this whole left panel is covered with the red background. So that's okay. I want it to be drug off. And then I will grab this blue box down here in the corner, and when I click on it and drag it outward, you're going to see it drags it across that whole left panel. And now I've got a really cool background behind my card, or I mean behind my picture, and that picture kind of pops out at me. Now, in this next slide, you can see I've already got my message typed up. I put a little message under the photo, typed in a message in the card, and this card is actually going to go to TJ, my son, and this is a card from Santa Claus. So after I have my card the way I want it, I'll click down here on the bottom corner on the right side. It says Continue. The next screen allows me to type in the return address, so I've made up an address here for Santa Claus. And then you can see I type in my recipient address on who it needs to go to. If this is the first time you're sending a card to this person, this box down here will be checked that says Create a New Entry in Contact Manager, and it'll automatically save this person's name and address in your Contact Manager for you. Okay, when I have that done, I'm going to click the Continue box down here on the right corner. Then the next screen asks me if I want to send a gift with it. There is an array of different gifts available here in the Sock Gifts department. If I click on that, you can see a few examples: gourmet foods, books, gifts for Australia, occasions for kids, for baby. If I click on that gourmet foods, it goes into bakery, baking and mixes, beverages, candy. This is where I would go if I want to send brownies, and brownies are my absolute favorite gift to send along. They're great for birthdays, they're great for a thank you, and this is where you would go if you decided you wanted to include a gift with that card you're sending. For now, I'm going to skip the gift though, so I just go to the bottom right corner and click Continue with that gift. Okay, now it's giving me a chance to review. I've got my name and address right, and delivery defaults to immediate. That's what I want to do. If I wanted to change it to a particular date, I could click on this little drop down box and it would let me change that and set it to a particular date. But I'm going to leave it as is for now. And then down here on the bottom right side, I am ready to go, so I'm going to click Send Card. Now it says your card is on its way, and it gives me a review of the date I've sent it and who I sent it to. Gives me another opportunity to go in and edit if I wanted to do that, and it shows me my points remaining and my expenses remaining. And remember, expenses, that goes towards your postage that you're going to use on these cards. Okay. Now, let's really get creative and make a Picture Plus card. This means that we will be personalizing the outside flap of the card too. Now, I go back to this screen just to show you. We're going to go right to Send Another Card, so I'm going to click that blue button. I'm back to my card catalog menu again, and again I've clicked on Holidays. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. I clicked on Create a Picture Plus card. So as I click that, and you can still see it there in the top left corner, it says Create a Picture Plus card. That's what I clicked on so that I could put the photo on the front of the card too. And then it gives me my layout choices. And I'm actually going to be creating a 3 No, I'm sorry, a 2-panel card that's a horizontal type of a layout. Okay, after I click that, here's the box that shows up, and this is the outside. This is like a clean slate to paint on. This is the outside of my card. And what I want to do is add a template to it first, and I'm looking for a Christmas themed template. So over here on the left I've clicked templates, and then I've already scrolled through and I've clicked Tropical Christmas. I think that just sounds cool. And this one right here is actually the one I want to use. So what I would do is just click on that, drag and drop, and then it fills in. That's the next slide. It fills in, it covers the front of my card. And now I'm just ready to put in my photo. So next step is I would click over here on Pictures. And when I do that, it takes me down below to some of my pictures that I can choose from. Now, to show you real quick how you would add photos, I'm going to go through that motion. I would click on Upload More Pictures. It asks me to browse to find where that picture is located. Then I go into my files and I start looking for that. I browse through here and find the picture I want, and once I click on it, I would double click. It pulls it into this next screen and it asks me, okay, do you want to add any more, or do you want to go ahead and upload? So I would click the red button that says Upload. And it tells me, okay, this will be uploaded at this rate, and I would click Start. And then it tells me that it's in process and it's working. And then, voila, down here on the left in my Pictures toolbar, you can see there's that photo that I just chose. It's popped in. Well, now to get it where I want it, I would just click on it, drag and drop. And then the next screen it shows you I've got my photo right there in my card. So now, see up above, here's the picture of the outside of the card, a little thumbnail, and there's a little thumbnail of the inside of the card. I'm going to click that thumbnail of the inside of the card so I can start working on my inside layout. Okay, now I'm on the inside and I want to carry that tropical Christmas theme through the inside. So I've clicked on Elements and I've scrolled down and I have found Tropical Christmas. That way I can match everything up. And I've decided I want to put a background up here in the top panel of the card. And oh, I kind of like this red one with some kind of little leaf things on it. I don't know what it is for sure, but it looks cool. So I'm just going to drag that and drop it over here into that panel. And there you can see it. Once again, now it's running up and down vertically, and I need to twist it so it runs horizontally. So I use that little twisty gadget. I twisted it, technical terms here. And then I drag it up to the corner of that card panel. And I again want it to hang over the edge, so that's fine. That tells me I'm out of the safe zone. And I would grab that little blue box on the bottom right side and drag it all the way down. That way it'll fill the card. Okay, cool. There we go. Now I want to get rid of this text that says click here to type your message. And so I click that wording. The text box shows up. It's highlighted. And then I can just go right below it and click that remove, and that'll take the text box completely out of there for me. Okay, now I want to look through these elements and put something in up here at this top panel, and I liked this one that says may your season be merry and bright. So I would just click on that. Again, I'm still in Elements under Tropical Christmas, and I've scrolled down through the different options. I found this that I like. I'm going to click and then drag over to the middle, and there it is. Now I'm adding some stuff to the inside of my card. Okay, now I have scrolled down just a little bit on that same page, and I'm looking squarely at the bottom panel of my card. And now I'd like to type a message down there, so I will click to highlight my message box, and I'm going to change the color of the font. So what I've done is I've clicked down below, there's a little letter A. I click that and it pulls up a color palette, and I'm going to choose green. So I will click the green, and that's going to change my font color to green. Now you'll see down below I could also go down here and change my font style, and my font size if I want to, and I could change, it could be centered or left or right. All of those options are right down below. If I wanted to remove the box, of course, I could click that box, that button that says remove. Okay, now I've got green font. I've typed my message, only I'm thinking I want the top main part of my message to be a little bit bigger font. So I've just highlighted that. All you do is drag from one side to the other of the part you want highlighted after you've got your text box highlighted. And I've gone down below, clicked my font size, and I'm going to change that. So there we go. I've got bigger font. I'm looking pretty good from here. I think, though, I want to add one more element to the bottom of my card. After all, this is a tropical Christmas card. So I'm going to scroll on down through my different elements to choose from, and I'm going to pick this palm tree, and I'm going to drag it and drop it over here. When it drops the first time, it is a little bit bigger than I want, so I will just grab one of these top corners, drag it down to size, resize it where I want it, and center it where I want it, and there we go. So I'm back looking at the top of my card. I want to be sure and click the print preview before I move on to the next screen. That way I can just get an overview, make sure nothing's hanging out over the edge anywhere, everything looks the way I want it to. And then I also would advise you to click this button that says Save as a Picture Plus Card, because by doing that I can pull up the same card later and send it to somebody else and just change the message down below, edit it however I want to. But since I've gone to the trouble of creating it and putting in the photo, I want to be sure and save this, and I could go and find it later in the card catalog under the category of My Cards. So now I'm done with it. It tells me that since I've clicked that button that this card has been permanently saved and can be found in the card catalog under My Cards Picture Plus Cards. So I'm all done, and I'm going to click the Continue button. Now it takes me to the address part, and I'm going to type in my own name on my return address. If you're a customer, this will already default and fill in for you. Then I'm going to scroll on down a little bit, and I'm going to type in my mom's name and address as the recipient. Now I actually already had her in the Contact Manager, so I just clicked on Choose from Contact Manager, and I searched really quick. I can just type in part of her first or last name and search, and it pulls it up and fills it in for me. So remember, if this is the first time you've entered this contact, you'd want to make sure this box is clicked. That way it'd save that new contact for you into your Contact Manager. So now I'm done, and I'm going to click Continue down here on the bottom right. Okay, now it's asking me again, do I want to send a gift? Well, I don't want to with this card either, but I know that's an option. So I'll click Continue with that gift. There we go. It's saying, is this the correct information, and when do you want to send it? Immediate. Yep, that looks good to me. Don't need to change that. I'll click Send Card down here on the bottom right. And there we go. My card is off. I am all done. So I could go back to my main menu. I could do another card from here. But basically, I'm all done with that card now. So I want to show you really quick, how do you look at what cards you have already sent? Maybe you've forgotten, oh, did I get that card out to so-and-so? Well, go back to your main menu, and you'll see over here on the left-hand side, there's an option that says Card Sent, and you can view your card history. So click on that, and then you can see that you can set the dates. And I just want to look at cards that I've sent today, so I'm not going to change these dates, but I could if I wanted to. And I click Search, and it shows, oh, there's the 2 cards that I created. Now, at this point, if I wanted to edit them, I could. I've cut the page off. I apologize. There's an edit button if you were looking at the full screen over here on the right side. Now if I decided that I wanted to cancel these cards, I still could do that as well by clicking those boxes and hit cancel the selected cards. If you were to cancel a card, the points and the postage you just used would be reimbursed back to your account. So that is not lost, not by any means. Okay, so that's a quick summary. Your cards are on their way. Now SendOutCards will print, stuff, stamp, and get your cards out to the mailbox for you. And no more standing around in the card aisle searching for that perfect card or digging through your desk drawer trying to hunt down stamps. And there's many other features available with the SendOutCards system. It includes a full contact manager that allows you to record important dates such as birthdays and remind you to send a card. You can enter dates of when you need to follow up with someone, and SendOutCards will pop up a reminder for you. You can set up a campaign so that you can send your holiday card out to 100 or even more or less, and it'll go out to all those people at the very same time without recreating that card each time. Or you could also set up a campaign that will allow you to send a series of cards to a certain contact. And this is really good for if you have a business and you need to send a thank you to a customer and then follow up with them a couple times throughout the year. You can set up a campaign, and I call that a drip campaign, and it'll automatically send your cards when you've told it to and take care of it. So you set it up once and you forget it, and it takes care of the cards for the remainder of the year. So those features I hope to show you a little bit more about in more detail with future videos that I present to you. So thank you very much for joining me this evening for my presentation. For more information about using SendOutCards and to find out what I do as a work-from-home hero, please visit my own personal blog, which is workfromhomehero.com. And you can contact me anytime by calling my home office phone number, which is 620-358-2227. Thanks a bunch, and I hope you have a great holiday season.